Hello friends, I'm from Vidic Astrology by Rani and I'm here to talk about coronavirus. What are the planets saying? What is the future for this pandemic? So let's get started. As you know that it kind of began in China around, we found out about late December to early January. Before that, the foundation was laid. On December 26, 2019, there was a solar eclipse, and eclipses are known to cause man made or natural calamities. So, sure enough, coronavirus disaster began to unfold in China, and sun being weak at that time, viruses kept spreading, and by December 31st, it was already began to spread in the rest of the world. So, solar eclipse created it, ignited it. So, on top of that, when on January 24th, Shani departed conjunction of Jupiter and Ketu in the sign of Sagittarius, it entered into the sign of Capricorn. The world began to panic, of course. But why in China? Why it started there? So China have a Leo Rashi chart, and at the time of virus beginning, China had conjunction of two malefics, Saturn and Ketu in the fifth house in Sagittarius, which represents higher thinking and healing. And therefore, when the virus came out, a lot of people were ignoring the advice given to them how to handle it, and the healing was not possible due to these two malefic planets being in the fifth house. And in addition, sun was in the eighth house with the moon, and it was weak there. And of course, around December 31st, 2019, news of coronavirus became known from China to the rest of the world. And why it became global now? So whenever Jupiter touches something, it expands. It takes from the local to global, to the larger levels, and things go on very big levels. And Jupiter, being a benefic, made people too comfortable, and they were not paying attention again. Due to this Jupiter's beneficial planet energy, they were comfortable and nothing will happen, kind of attitude they had. And so that, of course, then it made the virus spread from local to global level. Okay. Now, why it was virus? Why not some other disaster from this eclipse? Okay. Because Rahu, at the time, Rahu was in Ardra Nakshatra in Gemini, which represents poisons, and it can be very destructive. And Ketu represents microorganisms and viruses, and of course this was the virus. So when the Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius came close to Ketu, it exploded, and the virus became a big problem. And since Rahu was in Gemini, it was more focused on hands. Wash your hands, don't touch anything, don't hug people. And then, of course, other planetary conditions indicate we were supposed to distance ourselves from other people, we need to go in isolation, and we were panicking. Rahu caused panicky, and Ketu being in Mula Nakshatra, it's being very intense Nakshatra, it will intensify any condition, any situation, and it will create panics. And if that was not bad enough, many more planets were held up in the axis of Rahu Ketu, making it to have a Kala Sarpa Yoga, and therefore further exaggerated our fears. And of course, then, like I said, Jupiter joined Ketu, and then it expanded, and then it will be, it were to, and it will remain expanding, keep on expanding until as long as Jupiter is conjoined with Ketu. Any solution there, or we don't? Is there any solution? So let's find out. Okay. Let's first talk about Chatra Shukla Pratiprada. It is considered the day of the world creation, and on that day, horoscope of the world will change for better. So Kundali chart of that day of March 24, when these world charts are created, according to Chatra Shukla Pratiprada, it shows that Ketu Jupiter will still be there, but soon on March 30th, please mark this date. March 30th, Jupiter will leave Sagittarius and move on to Capricorn, where it becomes debilitated. So, point number one, Jupiter's departure from there will stop the expansion, decrease the expansion, and then it will stop soon, slowly and slowly. And then on March 23rd, Mars will move from Sagittarius to Capricorn, and on March 30th, of course, Jupiter would have left behind in Sagittarius, and that's where intensity, because Mars is not there, Jupiter is not there, Shani have already left now, it will start to just kind of die down or slow down, or it will be easier times. And on top of that, on April 23rd, 2020, a big help will arrive when Sun will enter into the sign of Aries, and where it becomes exalted. This will help us either find a cure or solution to handle it, or the virus will start to loosen up. Okay. And this placement of Sun, of course, you will know, and many will know probably, it will make it hotter in the northern hemisphere, thereby it makes the virus difficult to survive anyways. And the panicking attitude, therefore, of the masses will begin to ease. So, friends, these planetary conditions, I conclude that we are going to ease up. There will be definitely some medical relief will begin to show up at least by mid to late April, and so we can stop worrying. But Sun represents authorities. If all of us, or most of us, we must follow the instructions from our government authorities, so that we shouldn't hang out in the groups, try to keep a distance from others, regardless of what your religion is, what your creed is, what your race is. Please follow instructions from the government for now, so we together can survive. We can survive this pandemic, and it will appease the planet Sun when we listen to the authorities. And just want to say at the end, knowledge is power. Please use the instructions from medical authorities also, and wash your hands regularly too. And thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. If you want me to continue making these videos, please like my channel, leave your comments here below, and like this video. Hopefully it will help you, and you have a blessed day and stay healthy. Thank you.